everyone, this is Pooja Sharma and today I am going to explain you one topic, that is operators in C programming. This is basically a part of programming in programming for problem solving, and it is actually a part of second unit. So let us discuss operators in C programming. See, what are operators? Operators are basically symbols which take which take one input, which take one or more operands, and they create an expression, and they perform some arithmetic or logical computations. So we can also say they are actually variables or expressions which are used in conjunction with operators to evaluate the expression. Let us say we have an example. We can take an example of, suppose we are going to add two numbers, say 2 plus 3. So 2 is actually operand and plus is actually an operator. So we are using plus as a operator to add two operand values. We can also say combination of operands and operators, they form a particular expression. So this is here we can explain this, right? So these are actually, this is an example of operators. Let us say this is, let us say this 2 into y plus 5. So 2y and 5, these are actually operands, and multiplication and addition, these are the operators. So they combine in a combined manner, they are forming an expression. So we have various types of operators, which is first is arithmetic operators, relational operators, assignment operators, and the type 2 are conditional, logical and bitwise operators, and the type 3 are increment, decrement operators and spatial operators. So we discuss all these operators one by one. See, arithmetic operators, as the name itself specifies, that arithmetic operators, what they do, they perform arithmetic operations. All those operations which we actually do in arithmetics, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and modulus. What is modulus? We all are aware of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. In our mathematics, we have already practiced these operators in prior. But what do you mean by modulus operator? Basically, the remainder which is evaluated after the division is known as modulus operator. So we can also say that modulus operator, it returns the value of the remainder. Now let us discuss arithmetic operators. They are also known as binary operators. The reason why they are called as binary operators, because they take the two operand values. So see, a plus b, whenever we are adding two different values, so they are taking two operand values. We have already discussed what are operands and what are operators. So, and when we say that any operator which is taking one operand value, then that operator is a unary operator. So these operators, they must be any numeric value, and when both of the operands are integers, then the result would definitely be an integer in an arithmetic operations. But if one of the operator is floating point and the other is integer, then the result will be floating point. Let us take an example. So let us just take an example. See, if we are adding 10.5, so this is basically a floating point value. We can also say this is basically a floating point value. This is actually a decimal value, and whenever we directly write only 10 or we are only writing 2, these are actually decimal values. So we can say, we can say if we are adding any decimal value with another decimal value, then the resultant would only be decimal value. And if we are adding a floating value and a decimal value, the resultant would be a floating value. So it goes like this. So, and when we are talking about modulus operator, see the remainder here, the output would only be an integer value. There would be no floating values. So we can say, except modulus operator, all of the arithmetic operators, they can be used with any type of numeric operands. Clear? Next is, let us take an example. This is an example. See, these are the header files. A hash includes stdio.h and hash include conio.h. Stdio stands for stdio. This stands for standard input output. And conio.h, this stands for console input output. So we have taken two values. This is basically float. This is actually a data type. These are the variables a, b, sum, sub, mul and div. So, we are going to perform 4 operations with these two variables. clear screen, this is a function, this is a function, or you can say this is a function of conio.h, this is a function of console header files. So our first operation is summation. This expression actually, what is this expression is? This expression actually adding the values of a and b and assigning the output in the sum variable. And another expression is sub a minus b, which is equals to 4 minus 2. So whatever would be the answer, it is going to assign that to sub variable. And next is a multiply b, means 4 into 2, and whatever would the answer, that is 8, it would be assigned to mul variable. Similarly, the div, and this is the printf statement. The printf statement, what it does, the printf is actually a function of stdio.h. So we have added this header file stdio.h, and this is a function of stdio.h header files. So what it is doing, it is actually whatever is written in the double quotes, it is printing that on the console. So here we are going to print the output summation of a is equals to b, a and b equals to %f. The %f is actually returning the value of sum. And after that, subtraction of a and b equals to %f, another value of %f is subtraction of 2. And then multiplication of a and b is %f, which is this %f is going to return mul value, and division is going to return this %f is going to return div value. So this is how the program executes. So these are the arithmetic operations. And the output would be this of the following program, of the above program which we have discussed, where a is equals to, a was 4 and b was 2. See, the output is in the form of floating values, in the form of point values, because we have, see, the reason, because we have taken here as a floating data type. So summation of a and b is 6.0, 2.0, 8.0, and division is 2.0. Next, let us move to relational operators. Whenever we are going to compare any two variables, or we are going to compare any two values, so this is actually identifies the relation between two numbers. Suppose one number is less than the another number or greater than another number. So this operator is going to, so relational operator is going to tell us the relation between two values. So we can say relational operators, they are used for comparison of the values of two operands. And all relational operators, either they return either true value or false value, because either, see, in this case, either a value is less than or greater than. Suppose we can say, take an example, suppose 5 is greater than 2 or not. See, 5 is greater than, less than 2 or not. If 5 is less than 2, this is actually false statement. So this statement, this relational operator is going to return false. So we can say all the relational operators, they return either the true value or the false value. So 0 is actually for false value, and 1 is returned for true value. So these are the relational operators: less than or equal to, greater than or equal to operator, and not equal to operator. If we are going to check if any value is less than another value, a is less than b, a is less than equal to b. So this a less than equal to means either a is less than b or a is equal to b. This is greater than operator, a is greater than b or not, a is greater than or a is equal to b, or a and b values are equal or not, a double equal to b. We take it as like this. The condition will be checked in this way. Clear? And this not equal to if a is not equal to b. Here is the example of this program of this relational operators. We have taken two variables, and a equals to 10 and b equals to 4. So we are comparing if a is greater than b. Here a is 10. Here a is 10. If 10 is greater than b is 4. Yes, we know 10 is always greater than 4. So this condition is true. So it is going to return 1. Else printf a is less than or equal to b. We are not going to move to the else part, because this condition is true. If so, this is actually an if-else statement. If this condition is if this particular condition is true, then it would move to the immediately next instruction, which is written below that. So this statement is going to print a is greater than b. Another type of operators is assignment operator. In assignment operator, we are actually assigning a value to a particular variable. So we can say a equals to 10. So we are actually assigning 10 value to a variable. The values, in memory blocks, the values are created in such a way. Suppose we have created a variable a. So in memory, in the compiler, what it does, it actually assigns a memory block to this variable. It save a memory block and name that memory block as a variable name A, and it gives it some address. Let us say the variable A has an address 1125. So whenever we are assigning this value, so how the value is assigned? The memory block of A or the variable A has a value 10 assigned in this memory block. So in this operand, this is the left side and this is the right side. So the left side operand of the assignment operator, it is actually a variable, and the right side operand of assignment operator, this is actually a value or any expression as well. The value on the right side, it must be of same data type of variable on the left side, otherwise the compiler will raise an error, and the error would be a typecasting error. So if we are going to assign an integer value to A and we have here mentioned a 0.5 value or a floating point value, there would be a error. So these are the types of assignment operators. This is the equal to assignment. The value of y is assigned to variable x. Plus equals to, it means x is equals to x plus y, or it is also written in this way. It means x is equals to x and y. Suppose we have a variable x and another variable y. In x variable we have a value 2 and in y variable we have a value 4. So this expression, what it evaluates? If it evaluates x is equals to, in x what value we have 2 plus, and in y what we have 4. So this is equals to 6 and the value 6 is assigned to the x variable. So the updated value of x variable would be 6. This is how it works. Similarly, minus equals to operator x minus equals to y, it means x is equals to x minus y. Whatever would the value of x, see whatever would be the value of x in prior, it would be updated with a new value. Next is x multiply equals to y, x equals to x into y, x divide equals to y, x equals to x by y, and x modulus equals to y means x is equals to x modulus y. So how this would work? X is equals to x modulus y, how it will work? See, in x we have, so let us say in x we have 6 modulus 4. Clear? What would the remainder of 6 modulus 4? The remainder would be 2. So the updated value of x would be 2. This is how it works. So here's example of here's a program of this assignment operators. We have taken a variable n and assigned a value 10 to that and a variable result. So firstly the result, let us say result, firstly the result variable has a value n, means the value n is assigned to result variable. So we can say the result variable has a value 10. Right? Now let us move to next variable. And what it would print, let us say this is our output screen. This is our output screen, and it would print result is equals to %d. This %d has a value of result, and the result has 10. Another expression is result plus equals to number. It would be actually what it would return, result is equals to result plus number. Now let us say what the result has at current result has value 10, which we have assigned it over here, and the n has 10 value. So result 10 plus 10. So the updated value of result would be what? It would be 20. And this is how it would be printed here. So now result would be printed as result equals to 20. Similarly, result equals to result minus 1 number, 20 minus 10. So here it would print 10. Result equals to result into number. So result would be have 10 value. Result equals to result into number means 10 into 10, which would be equal to 100. So now again it would print 100 value, 10 then 100 value, and the 100 is assigned to what? Assigned to result. The updated value of result is 100. So this program goes on like this. Let us see the outputs. So here the outputs are in this manner. Another is result equals to result by number. Now the updated value of result is 100. 100 divided by number has 10. So the result would have 10 value, updated value. And modulus. So now result has 10. 10 modulus 10. If we are dividing 10 by 10, what would be the remainder? Remainder would be 0. So the result would have the last value as a 0 value. So this is how assignment operator works. Now let us come to the conditional operator. See, if the statement is true, then this expression would be evaluated, and if as another expression would be evaluated. So we can say the conditional operator, this is actually similar to if-else expression. So if suppose if we have a variable, see A is greater than B, we are going to check this expression, and if this expression is true, then it is going to return the largest value, that is A. If this expression is false, then it is going to return the another variable. If A is greater than B, then it would return A, else it would return B. So this expression actually evaluates what is the largest value among two numbers, among A and B. We can say this is similar to this. We are supposed to write the same expression in if-else condition. Here the condition would be written, and it would print A, else printf B. So this is doing the same thing. If this condition is true, then it would return this. Else, if this condition is false, then it is going to return this. Here we have a semicolon, and here we have these are actually the colons. This is the semicolon, and this is the question mark, and this is our condition. So how conditional operators actually work? The operative question mark, this operator, we can also say that this is something like this this operator is like this, question mark and colon. Question mark and colon. This operator is actually this. So expression 1, it is evaluated first, and if it is any non-zero value, see 0 eventually returns a false value, and any non-zero value apart from 0 is true. Either it would return 1, or 2 or 3, or any non-zero value would eventually return true. So 0 is actually false, and any non-zero value is true. So we can say if a expression is evaluated, if the expression 1 is evaluated first, and if it is a non-zero value, it means it is true, then the expression 2 is evaluated later on. So whatever would be the expression 2? So this would be the expression, right? See, let us give an example. Suppose this is our expression A is greater than B, right? If this condition is true, then it is going to evaluate C plus D, or if this condition is false, it is going to evaluate E plus F. It depends. So if this expression is true, then the true value would be evaluated, and if this expression is false, then the false value would be evaluated. It means the another expression. We can say if this is an expression 1, and this is an expression 2, and this is an expression 3. If expression 1 is true, then the expression 2 is evaluated, and if expression 1 is false, then expression 3 would be evaluated. So if expression 1 is false, expression 3 is evaluated, and its value becomes the value of the expression. It is to be noted that only one of the expression, either expression 2 or expression 3, could be evaluated. Yes, because either a condition would be true or a false. So by this condition, only one of these two values would be evaluated. One of these two expressions would be evaluated. So we can assume that this is actually an alternative use of if-else statement. So the name of this operator is ternary operator. It is actually an alternative to if-else statement. Clear? So here's an example. If total marks of any student is greater than 60, then the grade would be P, means he has passed the exam, else the grade would be failed. He has failed the exam. Clear? So the total marks are greater than 60. So either this expression would be evaluated in this way, or in ternary operator it would be evaluated in this way. See, if total is greater than 60, then grade equals to P, else grade equals to false, or it could be evaluated as grade is equals to total greater than 60. If this condition is true, then P, and P would be assigned to this grade variable. I hope this is clear to everyone. So here it is. If total is greater than 60, either printf pass, else print failed. So we have, this is how it works. See, here this is actually a string. We are going to print any string. If total, and what is evaluated here, what is going to be printed over here? If total is greater than 60, let us say our total is 70. If 70 is greater than 60, yes, this condition is true, then it will return pass, and pass would be printed over here in the printf statement. So it would be returned in this operator. Now let us move to the another operator, which is logical operator. Logical operators are all the logical operators which we have already studied in our 12th standard, 11th standard and 12th standard. See, these logical operators, they are used to combine two or more conditions. If we have to combine, suppose if A is greater than B and A is also greater than C. Suppose if A is greater than B and A is also greater than C, then what would be the answer? A is the largest among three numbers. A is largest among three numbers. A is largest among three numbers. So the result of the operation of a logical operator is actually a boolean value. Either it would be a true or a false. So there are three types of logical operators. First is AND, OR and NOT operator. This AND operator, what it does, this operator returns the boolean value true, and if the operands are true, and return false otherwise. And this OR operator, it returns the boolean value true if either or both operands are true, and it returns false otherwise. And the NOT operator, this operator negates actually the value. If the value is true, then it will return the value false, and if the value is false, it will return the value true. So it actually do the vice versa. Here the AND operator, how these operators work. These AND operators, they return true when all the condition is true, and they return false if any one condition is false. So here we have an AND operator. Suppose this A equals to 5. Yes, the value of A is 5. Yes, the value of A is 5. Yes, the value of A is 5. So this condition is true, right? And A is not equal to 6. Yes, 5 is not equal to 6, and this is also true. And A is less than equals to 56. Yes, 5 is less than equals to 56. This is also true. And A is greater than 4. Yes, A is also greater than 4. So when all the conditions are true, then it is going to print welcome to the world. So, and how OR operator works? This returns true when one or more than one condition is true, and it returns false when all the conditions are false. Suppose let us take an example. A is not equals to 5, but this is false. A is equals to 5. This statement is false. A equal to 6. This is also false, because the value of A is 5. A is greater than equal to 56. No, 5 is less than equals to 56. This statement is also false. A is greater than 5. Yes, 5 is. A is greater than 4. Yes, 5 is greater than 4. So any one value, if you find any one value true, then it would going to return the entire value of entire expression is going to be returned as true. Now let us move to the another operator, that is our NOT operator. Let us say A equals to 5. If not A equals to 5, so A is not equals to 5, then it is going to, yes, 5 is not equals to 6, then it is going to print welcome to the world. So this actually returns, if the condition is true, then this is going to return false, and if the condition is false, this is going to return the true value. So let me just discuss a few truth tables. The truth table for AND operator, the truth table for OR operator. Clear? Suppose we have two variables P and Q. If this is true, true, false, false, true, and false, false. We have already discussed in AND operator, if any one value is false, then the entire expression would be false, else. So this is true, this is false, this is false, and this is false. And for OR operator, even if one value is true, then it is going to return all the values as a true. So this is true. Here one value is true, 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 and this is false. And for NOT operator, if the value is false, then it will return true, and for true, it is going to return false. Let us move to another operator, that is bitwise operator. See, bitwise operator, it is used to perform bit level operations on the operand. See, all the values are actually changed via bit by bit. So it is going to convert the bit by bit. It is actually operating on first it converts to bit level, and then the calculation is performed on the operands. So this is actually bitwise AND, bitwise OR, left shift, right shift, and ones complement. So these are the types of bitwise operators. And the one is increment and decrement operator. Sometimes, sometimes we need to increase or decrease a variable by 1. Suppose we just need every time suppose we are going to print 1 to 100 countings we are supposed to print. So every time the value is going to increase by 1. So here what expression we would write? Plus plus. This operator is also known as unary operator. See, assignment or addition operator or arithmetic operator, they were binary because they were taking 2 operand values and 1 operator. Here this is known as unary operator because it is actually working on 1 value, 1 operand value. So whenever we want to increase or decrease a variable by 1 value, then we use increment or decrement variable. These are actually basically used in for loops and while loops. When we each and every time in each and every iteration we are going to increase a value by 1, or you are going to print the table of any number, then every time in the next instruction you are going to increase your value by 1. So there increment and decrement operators are used. So the examples where increment and decrement operators are basically used more. Suppose we are going to write a program to print all the even numbers from 1 to 100, or we are going to print the table of any number. So in these types of problems, increment or decrement operators are used. We can do that by using assignment operators as well. For example, the statement a equals to a plus 1 or a plus equals to 1 increment the value of a by 1. Yes, I plus plus. We can say if we are doing this expression, I plus plus, this is actually similar to I plus equals to 1 or I equals to I plus 1. So these are all these similar expressions. They are all return the similar values. In the same way, if we are going to take the decrement operators, so suppose it is I minus minus, so it is similar to I equals to I minus 1, or we can even write it I minus equals to 1. So this is quite similar. So C language, it provides few of these operators, increment and decrement operators. So students, till here, so let us take an example. Yes, I have already explained these operators, increment and decrement operators. They are actually unary operators, and the operands, they can be written before or after operators. So this is plus plus if we are writing plus plus I, or plus plus A. This is actually a prefix increment operators. Why prefix? Because the value of this plus plus it is actually added in prior. So prefix and postfix is what? Whenever we are adding plus plus after the variable. So if the plus plus, see, this is actually post increment. After the result is obtained, the value of operand is incremented by 1. This is post decrement. This would be not this, it would be like this. Post decrement. After the result is obtained, the value of operand is decremented by 1. And pre increment, first of all, the value would be incremented by 1, and the new value is of the result is new value is going to be the result of the expression. And pre-decrement means, first of all, the operand is decremented by 1 and the new value is the result of the expression. So these are the examples. Suppose a equals to 9, b. So first of all, when we print a has the value 10 and b has the value 9. Why? Because first of all, the value is assigned. First of all, the value of a is assigned to b. So now b has 9 value. We have a and b. B has 9 value, and later the value of a is incremented, so a would have 10 value, and the values would be like this. If we have a equals to 9, and b equals to plus plus a. So first of all, the value of a would be incremented, a would become 10, and then it would be assigned to b variable. So it would return 10 on 10. So this is example of postfix expression. A equals to postfix decrement and postfix expression. And a equals to 9, we have a equals to 9 and b equals to a minus minus. First of all, the value of a is assigned to b. A is assigned to b, this is, and then a would be decremented, that is 8. So it would return 8, 9. This is our expression, a equals to 9. So first of all, the value of a would be decremented, it would become 8. and then it will be assigned to P. There are some other operators which is known as comma operator, size of operator, and pointer operators. This comma operator, suppose we have given a equals to 2, 4, 8. So the latest value, the last value would be assigned to a operator. Size of operator, this operator actually returns the size of any operator. If we have defined a variable as an integer type or a float type, then it would return the size. Because we know integer has 2 bytes, so it would return 2. For float, it returns 4 bytes. So this is all for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you so much.